Hey guys, and welcome back to another video of mine. I know it's been quite a while since we uploaded, but we've been busy playing in tournaments and traveling to places like Saudi Arabia, so I've not been able to really record for you guys. But now we're back on the grind. I thought I'd ease you guys back into it with a nice little 1v1. You guys, I know you like your 1v1s, and today I've got me versus AJ, which was actually played a couple of weeks ago, but this is a really good 1v1. And I know that a lot of you guys will be learning a lot from this one if I show you it. So we actually play the best of 5 here, and a little bit of a spoiler, it goes all the way to game 5, and this currently is the second game of the series. So I won the first game, so it's currently 1-0 in the series. I decided to show you 3 replays. I'm going to show you a win, I'm going to show you a loss, and obviously I'm going to show you game 5. Who knows what the score is there. But basically, I'm showing you this game to start off with because I think that this game is really well played by me, and I think that you guys can learn a lot from it. And I think genuinely the style I played here in this game was the perfect style that I want to be playing in ones, and I think it's a great style for anyone to be playing in ones. It focuses a lot on bumps and demos and just applying pressure to your opponent to make sure that they can't pressure you on the balls. Here I take a long shot just to, warn AJ that he has to be careful of those opportunities that I take. This is a really bad challenge from me. Terrible. You can never challenge in that position. But basically, that long shot before that was just to warn AJ, if you come and try and pressure me when I have the ball, I will just shoot on your net from, quite far away. You have to be able to cover that option as well, which gives me a lot of space on the ball in the future. Here I take control. I go for an air drill bump. And you guys know me with my air drill bumps. In 1v1, they are so good. You cannot stop them as long as you perform a good air drill bump. It's literally impossible. So I do recommend you guys go for a lot of them. It kind of forces your opponent to respect you again. And here I try to close the space down. Again, a couple of bad challenges from me. A little bit risky in the offensive corners from myself here. But it is okay. We're at 3-all, so it's not the biggest issue. I do have to be careful of that. A solid kickoff, and I know I grabbed that boost. Now we just have to take time, and we hit AJ flipping away, which means we have loads of space. Here, because of the air drill bump, you know how I was speaking before, guys. If you air drill bump your opponents, they're going to become scared. Now, if we quickly rewind, you can clearly see that he's shadowing me here, which means he's turning his car away from me to make sure that he has a good chance to save the air drill bump, and then he jumps because he's scared of it, and I just have to let the ball roll off my car and force it low. And that's just conditioning your opponent to play the way that you want them to play, and just making sure that they can't have the opportunities that they want to create for themselves. Here we just have to track back, get a good save over my crossbar. AJ tries to get a quick flip over, and here you guys probably think, like, why is he just not flipping away from the ball here? Maybe I could have. Now in hindsight, I'm pretty sure I could have just flipped backwards and gone for that mid boost, but I wanted to kind of force AJ to have to cover the ball in the net first before that mid boost, because I wasn't sure if he was going to beat me to it. So I just have to go back and grab the pads and I get a good demo on him. Now I have a free ball. He spawns on the other side, so I can take time with it. I try and shoot under him, but he does get a good save. Now I've got to be careful with the shot. I need to respect AJ's ability on the wall. I get a good pop and another follow-up. I should be beating him to that boost in the corner. It's very difficult to understand and learn when you grab those boosts, and that's a great demo. You can just leave the ball sometimes. If you know you're going to get a demo and it will create more space, then go for the demo. There I take a quick shot to avoid the early challenge. I just continue to apply pressure and should have a free ball eventually here. This situation will always end up in a free ball. As long as your opponent doesn't have boost and the ball is in the air, they can't do anything. There I take quite a bad 50. I look for a demo or bump here, and now I just take a touch and grab mid boost. We have to defend, and like, for me, I find air drill bumps are actually quite easy to defend. I'm not sure how people, like players that I play against, I know earlier I said like air drill bump, as long as you do a good one, then you can't stop it. But in situations like these, if you're the person air drill bumping, you can't play it as quickly as they do here. They jump here. Now, if they want to bump me, the ball is so far away from my net, they have to get a demo and not a bump. If they bump me here, I will just simply be bumped back into my net and probably just save the ball because I land there. So if they bump me, it's not an issue. So I can go up straight away. I just get a good block, force him to go high, and you know, we save the ball. Obviously, he still carries on the attack, but I can close the space down and get another 50, and that gives me time to get this mid boost. I try and look for a hit there. It's actually a very lucky goal from me. I did try and get a touch on the ball. You know, I remember people watching this back. This was recorded, or this was streamed on Johnny Boy's stream. Go check him out. But I remember people, you know, thought I meant to fake that, but I didn't. I meant to hit the ball, and the ball kind of rolled off the wall, and it didn't let me. So, pros make mistakes. Surprise, surprise. I just have to get a good block there. And now I fake the little touch into the mid to make him flip past me. 1v1 is so, like, it's so in depth. Like, people probably think like, oh, Jack, here you didn't fake him. But AJ flips back because he's aware that I can just take a quick touch and shoot there. So he has to cover the net. And now because he flips back, this gives me just this little bit of extra space here, which allows me to pop the ball into the middle and start a dribble. He does close the space down well and gets a challenge where I wasn't expecting. But that's how, like, that's how intricate 1v1 is, or it can be at this level. This little, you know, little fakes, little turns and midfielders makes all the difference. I look for another demo here, don't quite get it, and we just track back to mid. But what I'm doing is AJ has to play so well for these demos because I'm going for them on almost every attack. This is just a great shot. You can't save that. You can go on the backboard. If you go on the backboard, he just fakes low and goes underneath you with a 50. It is literally impossible to save as long as he gets the flip set in that position. I flip into the mid boost, and now I look for the demo. I somehow grab that boost from him. It could have gone either way there. I try and get a quick shot on target, but he gets a save, and I grab the boost again. And at this point, AJ is probably so annoyed, so I miss an open net. Just to, you know, make him feel a bit better. But anyway, still grab his boost. Look at that. We get a flip set from his car, so we use that to dodge into the boost. He has to be so annoyed at this point. Just grabbing all of the boost, all of the pads, making sure that he doesn't get a little bit of it. Here, I go for an air dribble bump. I fake it and try to go for a flip set. He does, you know, he reads it quite well. But because I recover so quickly, he can't go for the ball. So he just gets demoed and we get an open net. Not the best kickoff from me, but it allows me to recover and get another 50. I think I should be first to this boost, and I recognise that in the moment. Now, AJ gets a bad touch, so I'm just going to demo him, and that's just going to roll in. You know, if your opponent is there right in front of you, just demo them. You will always be winning the situation. You know, 1v1 is all about little situations. There's about 100 different little situations per game. If you're winning most of them, you're going to win the game, as long as you execute in the end. I think I'll take a shot here just to make sure that AJ knows he can't come forward to me, and if he does, he will just concede a long shot. So that's just a little bit of a warning shot. I do like to take those warning shots. And again, look at that boost steal into own goal. Oh my god. I've just wall dashed the ball into my own net. You know, we're so good at the game that we still can't stop scoring no matter what end we're on. It happens. It happens. And at this point, I was like, if I lose this game, that is the biggest throw of my life. But we do some pretty good defending here. We get a good 50. And all we have to do is play for this boost, because we know that AJ can't shoot us on target. We don't have to worry about the ball. Here, I made such a stupid mistake. This is fine to do, but I missed the boost. He can't shoot from this position. If I grab that boost, the game's over. But because I missed the boost, he can now go back and he can get the boost. Now he has an actual good attack. And he forced it underneath me with a really good 50. I'm very annoyed here. I flipped my camera back and forth to kind of let my frustration out. I was like, how have I missed that boost? I secured the game. And now I give him a chance to score a kickoff goal. But with a fake jump, I force him to touch it high. He does still grab it. But with some pretty good shadowing, we force him to flick early. And we secure the game. So that is game 2. We won the first game, obviously, like I said. So now it's 2-0 in the series. And I'll show you the next game. So, like I said, 2-0 in the series. Now, when you're down 2-0 in the best 5, you have to change something. I knew that AJ was probably going to change his play style. He was probably going to play a lot more aggressive and go for a lot more bumps and probably just not care. But AJ decides to do something a little bit different, and he switches to the Batmobile. Now, if you guys watched the first 2 games of the series, obviously you watched the second game at the start of this video, but if you're watching this live, you'll understand that throughout the first 2 games, I was going for a lot of bumps and demos. AJ could not handle that because if I'm on my game, if I'm doing that well, no one can really escape it, because I'm not saying that everyone's bad at it, it's just impossible to escape. You just can't. So the Batmobile, for all you guys that don't know, is a very, very difficult car to bump. For some reason, if you get a bump on this car, it still just does not move. And AJ knows that. It's also very difficult to demo because you can't really flip into it as much because it's so low to the ground. And AJ understands that, and he switched his car to make sure that I can't really bump him. Now, apart from that, it's also ridiculously hard for me to read because I'm not used to playing the Batmobile. I've not played a Batmobile in years, trust me, like, especially in 1v1. It is so difficult for me to read what he's doing in the air because I don't see it all the time, you know, whereas I always see an Octane coming at me, or I always see a Fennec and sometimes a Dominus. A Batmobile, I'm like, what is going on? It was very difficult for me to read. So this is a great move from AJ to switch this car whilst he was 2-0 down in the series. He takes the ball in the air, and that's a great shot. Again, you guys can just see how scared I am to challenge this ball and how worried I am about every possibility, because like I said, I don't know what this car can do. I'm not really sure about the touches it can make in the positions that it's in. So I'm very scared to challenge this ball now, and this has completely thrown me off. I'm 2-0 up in the series, and I'm not confident anymore. When that happens, you know that your opponent has done something well, and that's a fantastic 50 from AJ to secure that boost. And he gets a free ball obviously now because I track back for the boost. He gets a decent flick, but nothing too much for me to worry about. And he doesn't get the best touch here. I take my time to try and force him back, and I take a dribble at his net. A great save from AJ, but I should start a free ball with the 100 boost here. Take it into the middle to create an angle. This is very good for you guys to do. You always want to be creating angles in 1v1. Why? Because it gives you more options to go at the net and go at the opponent. So here I can ground shot, I can take another touch on ground shot, I could dribble, I can do so much stuff. I take a ground shot to try and catch him out. Unfortunately, it's not on target. AJ gets a good save out of his inside of his post. I take a touch here and I just kind of stick around for the dribble, pick up that pad and get a good block. I try and look for the bump because if I get that bump, I score. And not a lot of players look for that because they think that, oh, I'm on 12 boosts, I can't really score from this position. But as long as your opponent isn't covering the net, you can score from any position, you know what I mean? Not sure I didn't get bumped there. AJ's done well to secure that boost. I fake jump to make him panic and give me the ball. I take it back to my corner. See if I can do something there. AJ cuts the space really well. He gets up to that ball so quickly. I literally hear him jump and he's challenging the ball already. Normally when you hear someone jump, you have a little bit of time, a little bit of a split second to make your decision and get the ball past them. But I had zero time to react there. A great challenge from AJ, and he gets the open net. Here I look for the bump. I'm not really planning my attacks. I'm just kind of playing the positions. I'm doing like 5-second moves. When I say a 5-second move is I'm just thinking about the next 5 seconds. I'm not thinking about the next 20, 30. And when you're playing 1v1 like that, you won't win. Again, the next 5-second move, I just try and get a block with no real care about what's going to happen after. And why am I doing that? From changing, you know, I played so well in the first 2 games. Why am I playing so differently now? I'm not playing badly. I'm not playing that badly in any means, but I'm playing differently. I'm not playing as well. And it's because this car change, it completely throws you off. When you do not have confidence in this game, you will not win. I get a really good block here. And that bump is pretty good, but I don't take the shot. And that touch. Look how... I'm just not playing confident. I'm playing very, like, oh, I should have gone for this play in this position, so now I have to go for it now, like 2 seconds later. Look at this demo attempt. Like, this demo attempt would have been good if I went for it now. Not now, because he can just touch the ball and jump at the same time. I'm playing the positions like, oh, I forgot to do this. Let's try and make up for it by doing it now. You'll never win if you're doing that. And this is just AJ's good play. Good switch to the Batmobile, and what a pop into shot there. That is a 2016 Kuxa shot, bro. Like, if you guys watched Rocket League in 2016, you'll know that's the Kuxa, like, special pop into, like, front flip. It's very weird. It's very strange. I've not seen it for years. Like, it's great innovation from AJ. It's a really good touch around him from me. I can start a dribble into a power shot over him. So I get the third goal, but still not looking too confident and need to find something else to try and win this game. A good kickoff helps out with that, and I've just not played it quick enough because I'm not confident in this game right now. And he gets a great save into his bar, which allows him to get a power clear on this ball. He does give it up to me, but I don't really do too much. Like I said, playing very, very nervous. Here, I finally commit, and I get a great play. Now, there is literally no defending this. You can't defend this. Once I get into this position, you can't do anything. If you jump, I will see it. I can just jump into you and force you into your net and then go for another bump after. If you back off, I don't jump at you. I just kind of block you. I get a bump to make sure you can't go for the ball, and I just trap you. You can't do anything in this position. This is why bumps are so powerful in ones, because you don't have a teammate to help you out. If your opponent isn't there, you will score. And I don't know why it is the perfect ones playstyle. I feel like I know this game mode very well. If there was a perfect ones player, they would be going for a bump on pretty much every player. This is a terrible play from me. I don't hit this ball anywhere near fast enough into my corner, and now it just allows them opportunity to cut the play out for me. But yeah, like I said, if there was a perfect ones player, in my opinion, they would be going for a bump on every single play because you cannot stop it. It will always end up in either a boost steal and a possession or a goal if you do it well. Here I take the ball into the air, I go for the flip set, I realise he's not covering the top right corner of his net, obviously the top left for us. I shoot it in that position and he can't save it. We get the fifth goal, so we just need one more to get back into this game fully. It's very close. I touch this ball into my backboard to start a bounce and start like momentum towards his net. I get the bump on him, and that's a great play from me. 6-all. Playing better. We kind of adapted to the car. I'm looking to close the series out with a 3-0 sweep. This is a good bump from AJ, which allows him to get my corner boost. But I've recovered pretty well, and I should have a free ball in the end here. I do play it not so well, and now we're on 0 boost and I don't have too much of an attack. I decided to leave this ball. You can play that ball with 0 boost, but it's very risky. If you don't play the situation well, you'll concede. So I decided I want to just go back and grab the boost, and I get punished for it. I give him too much space, he just goes for a simple edge all over me. Not the best kickoff. It's looking like it's going to be a kickoff goal for AJ. That's not what you need in this position. It completely demoralises you, to be honest. You're 6-all, you concede 7-6. Okay, I'm still in this game. They get a kickoff goal and a kickoff possession here. And it's just quite like, oh, you know, I can't really do too much if I'm not winning the kickoffs. I go for a power shot, but it's not even on target. It was a very stupid decision. It's kind of desperate, to be honest. Just go for the shot, just hoping it goes in. And luckily I get a demo. AJ didn't play that situation well at all. If he played it better, he would have touched the ball into the wall and like quicker, so he gets the boost and doesn't get demoed. But fortunately for us, he touches the ball as it bounces against the wall. So here, if you guys understand what I was saying earlier, you'll know that the Batmobile does not get bumped. In a lot of situations, it does not get bumped. That bump connects. This bump, I touch him. I'm literally touching his car. Let's have a look. It doesn't do anything to the car. Look at the connection. You can see the spark. Oh, yeah, the Batmobile, ladies and gentlemen, it's OP, bro. And it, like, I think if I was a perfect player, they'd be playing the Batmobile. Probably, I think, because it's the car that doesn't get bumped the most, and it's the car that that is the longest, right? So you beat your opponents to certain balls and certain boosts. I miss the open net, and that's at that point. I miss the open net. The game's over. The game's over. You're not coming back from it. I try and get a triple tap into block here, but AJ plays it well, and that's just game. Really, really good adaptation from AJ. Obviously, I could have played the game better, but that's due to his, good decision to switch cars. He completely threw me off my game here, and that's 2-1 in the series. So, I'm going to show you guys game 5. So, AJ obviously won this game. He obviously won the next game too. I just did not switch. I couldn't adapt to the car. I was like, this is impossible for me to play my style that I was playing against him in the first 2 games. So it forces a game 5. Let's see who wins. Here we go, guys. Game 5, and AJ doesn't switch again. He just sticks to the Batmobile because it's been working for him. And I just go, I need to switch something up. I need to play aggressive. I understand that, I'm not playing well right now. Look at that touch. I've lost all confidence in the series. At this point, I'm like, Jack, just play the game. You are the better ones player on your day. If you just commit to your plays, if you just commit to your play style, you'll win the series no matter what car you use in. I wasn't doing that in games 3 and 4, so I had to do this here. I get a good block in my own half, and he gets a touch over to the wall. I'm losing this series right now, guys. I need to pull something out, and that is not it. He gets a good save. I have to track back. I get a very, very good challenge, and that should be my first goal of this game. Start off the momentum and get me back into the game with a tied score. Good kickoff. I should have this small boost pad here, and that should give me this back corner boost as well. As long as you get the small pad, you should always be winning the kickoff if it's an even kickoff. I take the ball to the side, start bounce. I try and just hit it to grab his boost and force out a bad touch. He plays it pretty well, but I should be able to touch it back into my corner and grab a free ball with a 100 booster. I decided to play this fast, which isn't a good decision because he just waits and stays on the wall. Luckily, he doesn't really get the bump there, so I can just grab his boost, force him to challenge the ball because he thinks he has a free ball there or free challenge, and touch over him. If you play that situation very, very well in the corner, AJ not so much. He gets a little bit baited into the challenge, but he gets a great wave dash kickoff to get the possession here and take the ball into the air. Really, really good challenge here. And that should just be an open net. So I've got a 3-1 lead here. A 2-goal lead in ones isn't that much, but it is a little bit of a nice cushion to have, especially in game 5s. So I'm very confident now. I'm like, you've got this. You've done pretty well. And now I can commit to the play style. I look for a bump there. And even though the bump doesn't connect, I should still have a free ball in the end. I'll always have a free ball in this situation. The reason being is because I'm first. I'm in front of him in every situation here. If you guys look, so I go for a bump. He can't jump here because he gets demoed. I can just boost him to my demo him or at least bump him. If he waits, I land before him. Any touch he gets, I'm first to the ball. I'm first next. If I just get a touch on this here, the ball going to my half, I'm first. Like I'm just quicker than him. So I can grab all the boost, and then I get a free ball in the end. So that situation, you should always be looking, 10 seconds ahead, which I wasn't really doing in game, 3 and 4. You should always be doing that. Looking at situations 10 seconds ahead. Will I be getting a free ball at the end of this? Yes, go for the play. I get a good block into my corner, which means he can't shoot the ball. And I try and time that mid boost spawn. I don't get it, but I do get his corner. So at this point, he's on low boost. I look for a bump. And even though it doesn't connect, again, I should have a free ball. And I'm just creating space for myself. I'm creating opportunities. I go for the opportunity. It doesn't work out, but because I'm playing such a good play, if it works out, I get a goal there. If it doesn't work out, I get a free ball and another attack. That's why bumps are so good. Your opponent has to avoid it, which puts them into a position where you get a free ball in the end. So this save is better than it looks. It looks like a good save, but it's actually better than it looks. So I try and force him to believe that I'm going low to cover his fake. With this little dive down into the ground. Sorry, my camera was awful. My car is pointing down into the ground here, which makes him believe I'm going to the ground, I'm covering low. If you shoot this over me, I'm not going to get it. So I try and fake him into believing that. And last second, as he's about to shoot, I boost, turn upwards with a drift, and now I cover the high option. And he's baited. He's fallen into the. Sorry, I can't speak. He's fallen into the trap a little bit. He's fell for the bait, and now I just get a good save. And that should just be an open net now because I have an open you know, open net, surprisingly. Great English there, Jack. Great English. I have an open net because it's an open net. Perfect. That's what happens when you don't do YouTube commentary for like 2 weeks. You get terrible at it. I apologise. I look for a bump hit. He does avoid it, but it's not too much of an issue. I can just go back and defend. Good flick, but not on target, and I just have to grab that boost. He can't shoot in this position because I'm first to the ball, so I know that if I get that boost, he has to back off, which gives me another free ball. And I can take this to the wall. I don't go up because there's no need. And I just backflip out of this because it's clear that he's going to go for that challenge. I get a double tap. He does get a bump on me, which is a little bit unlucky, but I get a pretty good block, and he gets a great demo there. I wasn't looking out for that at all. A little bit careless from me. Really good challenge. Decent hit, just to give me the space to grab the boost. I'm looking for bumps, I'm looking for demos. And because of that, I get a free ball. I try to take a shot. Does get saved, but I grab his boost. I just get a touch here. This touch is just to make him awkward. I don't need to, you know, do too much with this ball. Just touch it behind him. He's on low boost, we know that. He's on 30. He can't really do too much in this position. It makes him very, very susceptible to a demo. And if I was just better, I just get that demo. Like, I don't know why I didn't get this demo. It's very easy to see that he's turning away. I just miss it. Like, that was just a bad demo. I look for another bump, but that's a great pre-flip from AJ, and he forces me to panic. I actually didn't have to touch his ball. This pre-flip isn't dangerous, but in the moment, because he's coming at you so fast and you don't want to concede, it's like, oh, I need to get a 50. He's actually missing this ball. He only touched it because I hit it into him. So it's a good play from AJ to kind of make me panic, but I just didn't need to go for the ball. A bad play in midfield from me. It leads to an open net for AJ. But 5-2, it's still looking like I'm winning this game. I go for a delayed kickoff just to, you know, keep my opponent guessing. I look for a demo here. I slow down just to be able to bump in and demo him, but again, he just gets out of the way. It seems like I can't connect with the demos on this car, and he knows that, so he's just gonna get out of the way every time. But my defense in this game is very, very good, especially on his aerial plays. And that play is so bad. If I get this touch into the wall, I'm literally like an inch away. I have to just, basically, the best play here is to get the slightest touch into the wall to give the ball more speed, which puts it out of range for your opponent to attack and shoot on the open net. And then you can grab the mid boost because you're first to the boost. That's the best play here. You should be going for that play 10 times out of 10. No questions about it. But because I missed a touch, I try and be too like slick with it. I try and cut the ball too soon and go for the boost to make myself really quick to it and make sure I actually secure it. Because I do that, I missed the touch, and now the ball hasn't gained speed, it hasn't gone far enough up the wall, and now he just gets to score an open net because of it. And I'm very frustrated with myself, as you can see, because I've let him back into this game with a couple of bad decisions in midfield for the last 2 goals. But I get a good kickoff, which gives me a little bit more confidence, and I grab his boost. I've really secured that boost. I didn't need to front flip into that boost, I just had to drive. I really wanted to make sure I get it because it pretty much secures the game as long as I play the situation well. Which I don't, by the way. That's a terrible play to go for with 30 seconds left, 2 goals up. I get a touch behind him, grab the corner boost and shut the space down. And that should just be game. He can't really do too much. Here, the best play is not to go for the corner boost, but to actually pressure the ball, make AJ flip the ball away and not be able to control this. But I gave him a free ball on his goal line, which is a very big mistake. So now he has an attack. Fortunately for me, he flicked quite early. I just have to get a good touch and control this ball, and that's just game. Here, the best play, again, I'm just very stupid at this game, I guess. Just flick the ball. 7 seconds left with 2 goals. Why would you try and dribble and then flick? There's no reason to. I give him a chance to get a good dunk on me and get an open net. Luckily he can't. I get back just in time and secure the game, but God, that's stupid for me. At the end of this game, pretty bad plays, you know, with time management, but I do get the win. And that is the main, you know, that's the main thing. I get the game 5 win, which means I win the show match, and I get the win over, you know, North American player AJ. obviously this game was played on even ping. He was on 8 ping, I was on 28 because he was in Europe at the time playing, you know, I think he was in the Netherlands at this point. So he was playing from European servers. So it was a completely even 1v1 and it goes to game 5. So very evenly matched. AJ's a great player. Good games to him. But I hope you guys enjoyed that match. A little bit of an analysis for you guys. Hope you enjoyed and hope you learned a lot from it. Let me know what you learned in the comments. And I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Take care, guys.